Does the mindset change at all? Now that you have more prep time to ramp up before the game, and it's not as sudden as last week.
I kind of expected it at some point last week. I was ready to go. Even probably before Sam and everybody involved made that decision. Or I was kind of told that that's what was going to happen. I definitely think I'll be different. Probably a little bit different state of mind come Sunday. Definitely a lot of new feelings and things like that going through my head come Sunday, just because it was a little bit different for me. I put a lot of things out of my head as much as possible, but I think this week will be a little bit easier to relax and get into the flow of the game right away.
Joe, what was your reaction when you heard about Le'Veon being let go last night? And I mean, obviously, skill position player, kind of a key person in your offense. What did you feel about that?
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, since I've been here, Le'Veon's been a really hard worker, good teammate. So I think there's always a little bit of a level of surprise, but at the same time, when you're in the league for 13 years, you learn not to get too emotionally into some of these things, because there's a lot of different things that can happen throughout the course of the season. I think we got a really good room. I think we got, obviously in Frank, Hall of Fame veteran in that room. And we got a really good young kid coming up. And I think those guys are going to step up and play really well. So.
Did Adam just, what was his communication with you guys? Did he do it as a team to kind of let you know what was going on, or was it an individual thing? How'd the communication go there?
Yep. I mean, he let us know, and I talked to him last night. So I think he wanted to give me a heads up. So I wasn't surprised hearing from somebody else.
How much different do you think the offense is going to look without Le'Veon?
Well, I mean, listen, he obviously got hurt there against Buffalo in week 1. So, we've gone 3 weeks here without him. So I think if you wanted to get a peek at that, you can probably look back at those 3 weeks, and then obviously you have your game plan type things and all that stuff.
Joe, you were with Rashaad when he was a young player in Baltimore. It looks like he'll be back this week. What can he bring to this offense?
Listen, I think Rashaad, over the last couple of years has gained a lot of confidence and has been playing really well. And he's healthy and he's rolling. He's a tough guy to cover, and he can bring a lot of explosive plays to your offense. So it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting to kind of get him back out there. It's exciting to see him back out there at practice today.
What have you seen? What do you think of LaMichael? Now that he's going to have a bigger role too.
Yeah, no, I think he's ready for it. I think he's explosive. I think he does all the right things, and you just got to get some experience.
Joe, do you say anything to Chris Herndon, who's obviously been struggling a little bit, just kind of as a veteran on the team? It looks like he's pressing a little bit. How do you handle that, even though you're first year here, but you've been around for a little bit here?
I think the biggest thing to do is just keep feeding him the ball in practice, and not necessarily say anything. No, I mean, a lot of times when people say stuff to people, you get a weird vibe from that. I don't think people like people going up to them and saying, "Hey man, how you doing? You good?" Nothing's wrong, then nothing's wrong. I think we got to keep feeding him the ball, in practice situations, so that he feels good about what he's going to do and feels confident going into a game. And then when he gets into the game and he gets his chances and he makes those plays, and he has to build on those things. I think it's a team-wide thing, but I don't think anything necessarily has to be said. It's more just keep going to him, show the confidence in him. I got all the confidence in the world, and if his number's called and he wins, he's getting the ball. I'm not thinking about the outcome or anything like that. I have all the trust in the world that he's going to get the job done, and that's just what you got to keep doing.
Joe, how do you explain your uncanny success against Miami? I think you're 6-0 as a starter.
No, man, you're trying to jinx it. I don't know, man. I mean, they had a really good team my rookie year, and we went down there and beat them twice. Some of the other games kind of all run together at this point. but I've been fortunate to play on a lot of good teams, and some that maybe weren't as good outcome wise at the end of the year, but we still have some good teams and some good players that showed up to play on Sunday. So played down there a few times, and definitely know a little bit about getting ready for the heat and doing all those things. And I think if we prepare right and hydrate right, and when we're in good shape, then we can be the team that tries to wear the other team out, even though we're coming down there only one time a year. So.
Joe, I know there's probably not a simple answer to this, but what do you view as the key or keys to just getting this offense going and moving, and getting into the end zone really?
Yeah, well, you need to have plays built off of plays. We need to get some chunks here and there. I mean, right now we're just going the long hard way, and usually when you're having, I probably talked about this after the game a little bit. It's a good sign to have long drives because you're obviously doing a lot of the little things right, but it's hard to do that consistently. And right now, that's what we're kind of forcing ourselves to do, is just be so perfect. And as soon as one little thing gets messed up by us or goes wrong because there's a good defense, we're off the field. So I think that we need to try to get some more first downs on first and second down, and then once we get in the red zone, we really just have to finish. We have to get points, and right now, last game there was opportunities where we missed out on points completely, and obviously we need to start scoring touchdowns.
Did you know that Le'Veon was frustrated after Sunday's game? Did you visually see anything, or he tell you anything? Because he obviously was.
Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody's frustrated, so it's tough to pick somebody. It's tough to pick an individual out. We've lost 5 games and just got done losing another one. So it's tough to pick somebody out and say, oh, he was way more frustrated than everybody else. And like I said, I mean, I think Le'Veon's, he's been a pretty quiet guy, but ultimately a pretty good teammate. So no, I can't say I noticed anything.